Bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! You are the Calder Trophy winner.
Good.
Just a lot. My Nana's doing well right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
But Walker was there, and Walker will clear it out. Here comes Blake. Hands it off for Hall. Corner puck scores! It's Logan Stankoven.
The other end. Natchez, LaRocco shoot, passing. Kulak scores! Keep it deep, broken up by William Karlsson. He springs a man, Mitch Marner, who's in, and he stops it home! Mitchell Marner!
His shot blocked. Caulfield, pick up, scores! Cole! Caulfield! Shooting late, in front of the net, scores! Zach Benson! Suzuki in front, scores! And Puckdoku! Shots in the series, so that leads everybody. Owen Power down low, scores! Rasmus Dahlin!
One shall stand, one shall fall.
There's Byron shooting, and that's him! Was there a whistle? Waved off.
Wasn't bullshit!
Carrier ahead. Over the line comes Newhook. Shooting. Scores! Alex Newhook! Olé! 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 And Montreal is going to play Carolina in the Eastern Conference Final.
And that's where we are, guys. The Eastern Conference Finals are upon us, and so are the Western Conference Finals, because after all, the Western Conference Finals are the ones that begin tonight, as the Colorado Avalanche will host the Vegas Golden Knights. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Big Apple Hockey. We're off for 2 weeks, so of course, 2 shows in 2 days. I, of course, am your host, Mark Williams. Always delighted to be back with you, and joined by the host of the Final Buzzer, Mr. John Filkowski.
Let's go, Knicks. What a win. That I mean, I know it's not hockey, but what a win. What a win. So
Yeah, we'll take any winning that we can in New York.
Yeah, seriously, but it just and yeah, I knew you would get it right away. But yeah, it was just, that's an incredible game. It's a historic game. I do wonder when we start to have the discussion about which number 11 is going to leave a greater legacy at MSG, Jalen Brunson or Mark Messier.
That's going to be interesting. Maybe we'll cover that later. And of course, joining us, Mr. Anthony LaRocco.
Yeah, conference finals are upon us, and that means we're one round closer to the Stanley Cup final. So exciting time for hockey. Best time of the year.
Yeah, Anthony, you mentioned the hometown jersey links. I tried looking on it before. For some reason, it didn't work for me. I think I was having trouble with my app. But I mean, we'll get to look at some of those in a little bit. But there's a lot to cover today. It's going to be a little bit of a short show because we got some of the stuff that we didn't do yesterday. If you haven't seen our Eastern and Western Conference Finals previews, make sure you click on that when you're done watching us right here. But let's get to the A block, which is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use the promo code Big Apple Hockey for $20 off your first order. And there it is right there. And, of course, don't forget, Big Apple Hockey trucker hats and shirts are available. It would be nice if I was wearing it, but I'm wearing my Alaska hat that I picked up, so I just forgot about that one. Great branding, Mark. All right, as I mentioned, the conference finals are tonight. Phil, I'll start with you on the West. What are you looking for tonight? And, by the way, the breaking news is Cale Makar is out for Game 1.
That's a big blow. That's a player that's widely considered the best defenseman in the league. I need to highlight all the Danhausen comments because I love wrestling. So Danhausen, number one merch seller right now in WWE. Never thought I would see that day, but here we are. But to get back to the conference finals, we're going to have to see how Colorado answers. This is going to be a big test for them tonight because we don't know what Makar is exactly dealing with. People think it's a shoulder. People have, even in the chats yesterday, looked like he was banged up. Everybody was saying in the chats. But I do think that this is going to be Colorado's biggest test. They are facing the best team that this might even be the best team that they face. If they find a way to win this series, especially if they're going to be without Makar, this might be the best team that they face. A lot of people say that this is the Stanley Cup right here. Is this series is the Stanley Cup Finals. So Makar is a huge loss, runs their power play. Their offense, you could say, runs through a combination of him and McKinnon. So everything changes when Cale Makar is out of that lineup. So next man up for Colorado. Who's that going to be? Does Nathan McKinnon go Nathan McKinnon again and become the man and show why, like I was saying yesterday, that he is the second greatest postseason scorer of this generation? Mark Stone hasn't skated with the Knights. That's a loss for them. That's probably the best two-way winger in the league, if not his teammate Mitch Marner, when he's out. So him being out after that type of rest is concerning. He's dealing with something big. So we don't know what we're going to see in this series. Could it be two of the two best teams remaining sort of compromised with two of their biggest players out? Sure. I still think it's a battle of the giants, but we'll see what happens here. The goaltending, obviously we talked about goaltending yesterday. Either Wood versus Carter Hart.
Yeah, that was Anthony's key matchup right there.
Yeah, either Wood. I still think it's funny that just the terminal or the wording used there, but it's going to be interesting to see. So, is this Shea Theodore's stage to shine on now? So, let's see what happens. But I am very interested in watching the series. Very much been looking forward to it. Although I would have liked to have seen Utah pull off the upset just because chaos would have been fun. But I don't think Utah would have posed the match to Colorado that Vegas can. So this is going to be fun. I think this might end up being the best series that we'll see in the playoffs. Hopefully there's some bad blood that comes from this, kind of like a certain rivalry that involved that very same Avalanche team about 30 years ago. So hopefully we maybe not the dirty plays that sparked it, but very, very much the physicality and the bad blood that we want to see that made that Avalanche Red Wings rivalry so fun to watch.
Yeah, Anthony, what are you looking for in game one tonight?
I'm just curious to see how Colorado navigates the waters without Cale Makar. Everything kind of does run through him and McKinnon, but he obviously goes out saying logs a bunch of minutes. He's an offensive catalyst, so I'm curious to see how much that changes their game tonight and how they play overall within their system. And as far as Vegas goes, I'm curious to see if that changes Vegas's attack. Without Makar there, obviously it means Devon Taves is without his partner. How does that affect his game? So I think there's a lot of things to look at. I think Colorado, for me, even without Makar, I still think they can and should beat Vegas, but because they still have so much firepower up front with McKinnon and Natchez and Nelson and Kushkin, Lehkonen. So I think the Avalanche are still going to play the same style of high octane hockey. They're just going to be missing one of their biggest horses back there in Makar, but I think we're in for a good game tonight and a good series overall.
Yeah, I think Vegas has gotten stronger the longer they've been under Tortorella, and I agree with you. I think that we're in for a good series. My prediction is Vegas because I think the goaltending is settled in Vegas. I don't know if it's settled in Colorado. You can make the argument that you have two strong goalies. You make the argument that you got none. This is the furthest any of these three goalies on either team have gone, and the pressure to get into the Stanley Cup Finals might start to wear on one of them. We'll see where that goes. A lot of people just keep pointing to Colorado and going their center depth. Vegas doesn't have bad center depth. I mean, you're going Eichel, Carlson, Hurdle, and Dowd. I mean, that's not bad center depth in any way.
That's a great four.
And a what?
That's a great four.
It's a good four. Yeah. Hell, a lot of teams would love to take that. Yes, Colorado is going to throw at you Jack Drury, Nazem Kadri, Brock Nelson, and then, of course, the best of them all, Nate McKinnon. So it's one of those things. How is Colorado going to deal with this? And if Vegas comes out with a win tonight, is that going to change around this series? We'll see about that. Anthony, gut reaction. Who do you think is going to win game one of the Eastern Conference Finals that start tomorrow night?
The Hurricanes, as we know, they've been resting a while. So, there's the whole theory about, just rust versus, a team like the Canadiens who were just playing a day ago. So, that said, I think Carolina is going to win game one. Like I said yesterday, I think they're going to win the series. I think they're going to go to the Stanley Cup final. But they're just a better team.
Phil, who do you think is going to take game one, and what are you looking for in game one tomorrow night?
Oh. I'm going to go with Montreal. I think Montreal is going to be able to take advantage of rust versus rest. And I do think that Montreal has the better goaltending. They've played more recently. I know that people saying they looked gassed. I think the couple of days of rest will help them. But I do think Montreal is going to have an advantage from having played far more recently than Carolina. Carolina is going to come out and they're going to, obviously they're going to come out fast. I think they're going to test Montreal. Their system's going to test them. But that rest versus rust, I really think Carolina is going to be a little off in their execution. And I think that's where Montreal takes advantage. I kind of agree with Nicholas here. Welcome to the show. I don't think we've seen you in here before. But I do think you're right about it. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence. I mean, you got to remember, even without Hedman, that Tampa still has the core of a championship winner, a team that knows how to get there, team that knows what it takes to get done. And it really that was a huge confidence boost. And then they go and they face the Sabres, who were the number one team in the East, or number two team in the East? Number two. So they faced the number two team in the East, and they beat them. And Buffalo had been on such a heater since like the middle of December or so.
Ever since they introduced the beer saber.
Yeah, well, yeah, they win, like I said, beer saber, 3 games. They fire Adams, and that after a 3-game winning streak, which shocked everybody. And then they go on the heater of all heaters to make the playoffs, and not only just make the playoffs, but to get that number 2 seed in the conference, to win the division. And it's a completely different team. So I think Montreal takes game 1. I could see Carolina going back and regaining momentum and taking game 2 and maybe even game 3. But I do think Montreal takes advantage of rust here.
I've said it before, and Anthony, you're very high on Carolina. I'm going to lead this back to you for one more question in a second. But I think Montreal needs to win game one and put that seed of doubt back into Carolina's head of, oh no, here we go again. We're not going to be able to win in a conference finals game, because the Carolina, as we've talked about and everybody's noted, since they won the Stanley Cup, they've won one Eastern Conference final game. They've been there 4 times or 5 times, I forget. But that's a lot. That's a lot that's just has not broke right. And Anthony, you got to figure, because you're picking Carolina at 5.
Yeah,
this has got to be the year for Carolina, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is their easiest path they've had so far. And if they can't get it done this year, I mean, I don't see how it would really get any easier for them. The Lightning aren't there, the Panthers aren't there. The Leafs took a step back. They, not that they would get that far anyway, but so I just think that this is the perfect year for them to finally get over the hump. And if they can't do it this year, then you question about when are they going to make actual wholesale changes, because you can't have year after year and be like, rest your hat on, oh, well, we made it to the conference final and be happy with that and then not change anything, because clearly, yeah, you're good in the regular season, you're good in the playoffs up to a certain point, then the wheels fall off the bus. So I think if they fall short again, they're gonna have to look in the mirror and decide, okay, well, what can we do to change the makeup of our team? But I don't think that's gonna happen. Like I said, I'd be highly surprised. I think they're gonna go to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, Anthony, as you signed off yesterday, I made the comparison of they haven't exactly had tomato cans that they've faced. I said that I equated Ottawa and Philadelphia to Bald Bull and Piston Honda, and you're working your way up. But now, sorry, not Bald Bull. I'm sorry, Von Kaiser and Piston Honda. Now they're facing Bald Bull, so that's where I'd be, and the second Bald Bull, not the first one. So that would be a concern for me. Not only just the rest, but you had such an easy time. Now you're facing a power play, which is going to be a lot better and elite. And can Montreal bring it on home? But the last part of the A block, guys, like I said, it's going to be a fast show today. Filk, there's a lot of people in New York that can't help but look at who's leading Montreal back to the conference finals, and that would be former New York Rangers GM Jeff Gorton. And do the Rangers start to look back now and regret firing him? And it's funny because our first ever live stream.
No. I know exactly where you're going with this, and it's no. And you want to know why, and I'll squash this super quickly. He's not the GM.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. You know who the GM is there, right?
Yeah, Hughes.
Kent Hughes.
And
Kent Hughes has done a masterful job. Now, if you want to tell me that you would want Jeff Gorton as president of hockey operations here, if Jim Dolan and Glenn Sather would step the hell away from everything hockey related and Jeff Gorton had free reign as president of hockey operations, okay, fine. I would sign up for that. But that's not going to happen as long as Jim Dolan has his hands on this franchise. He's going to step in whenever he feels that he needs to step in and do whatever it is that he does to screw everything up. That's just the facts of life, my friend. But Gorton as a general manager, okay, let's take a look at this. He bid against himself for Jacob Trouba. Is that a good thing? No. They gave him an $8 million a year contract when no one was fighting to give him that contract, when Trouba didn't have the leverage to ask for that contract. And then what ended up happening? His game declined sharply. Adam Fox came in, took the power play time. Okay, even if you want to say he couldn't have seen that coming. I could have seen Jacob Trouba declining. He only had one big year offensively. And you know what that was? When Dustin Byfuglien was out So he took Bufflin's power play spot in Winnipeg. No, Gorton, fine. Okay, fine.
I got some more. I got some more errors.
Let's be careful about the words we use here. He drafted Elias Anderson, Vitaly Kravtsov, and Philip Hedl. And you want to know who he missed out on? Marty Necas, Nick Suzuki, and a host of other players. Keandre Miller. Oh, that was a great draft pick, right? We only traded him, 7 years later? 7 years later.
Much less, like 5 years later.
What's up?
5 years later or whatever. Whatever it is. It was 7. I'm sorry.
No, it was 7 after he was drafted. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is right. It was drastic, but Gorton had enough problems as it is, and that was the last straw for it. Is fine good enough for the Rangers? No, it's not. So let's stop with the revisionist history here. Let's stop with the, I want to go back to Gorton. Listen, we get it. Everybody thinks Drury sucks. Yeah, I get it. Drury hasn't done anything that would inspire any type of confidence in any fan to believe that he can get this team on track again. I understand it. I'm not going to argue against that. You'll never hear that from me until he starts to prove otherwise that he is a capable general manager. The whole line about he couldn't even get a pizza order right from the guy to my left over here is kind of accurate. It's kind of accurate, especially when you got people calling him Pizza Boy. I have a girl that I'm mutual followers with on Twitter, and you know what? She called him Pizza Boy yesterday. It was hilarious. I was like, you know what? It's kind of funny because he's getting everything wrong. But no, do the Rangers regret firing Gorton? No. When you go ahead and you distance yourself from a statement like that, the owner is not going to want anything to do with you. That's basically a direct shot at your boss saying, hey, I don't agree with anything that you do or what you stand for. They don't regret firing him. Do they regret the decision they made by bringing in his successor? Maybe. But you know what? I don't think they regret firing Gorton at all.
Anthony, I remember your reaction is so just stuck in my mind. I could always bring it up. Your head whipped around like just a what? like that. And then of course you busted out laughing when it happened. Do you think the Rangers would actually regret this firing, or take a mulligan, if you will? Do the dogs regret it, by the way?
No, I mean, listen, executives, coaches get kind of fired all the time, and then they'll that maybe underachieved, obviously, right? They got fired, and then go to another team and have success. And then you could sit there and say, oh, well, we shouldn't have let this guy go. But it's hindsight, that's how it works. A guy, general manager, or coach will get fired from a team and go to his next stop, his next job, and perform well. It's just the nature of the business, and it's how it goes. So no, I don't necessarily think they could sit there and say they regret the firing. Is Drury a train wreck? Yes, I think absolutely. But Gorton had his warts too, as Phil played out. So, again, like I said, you could sit there and you can play Monday morning quarterback and do the whole, looking back on it, hindsight's 2020. But I don't think they regret firing him. He's doing a great job in Montreal overseeing Hughes. So be it. But I wouldn't be too broken up about it and be like, damn, I can't believe we fired Gorton. It's not really like that.
Yeah, I got to agree with you 100% on this, both you guys, because there's a lot of that, like, don't know what you got till it's gone comments that are coming around. But the truth is, Jeff Gorton did an adequate job. And like I said before, he did fine. It was fine going to win you any Stanley Cups. He, who let the dogs out, Anthony? Who let the dogs out? But was fine, a good enough job. His drafting was not great. Anybody wants to say the drafting was real good? He had a number 1 and a number 2 fall into his lap. They didn't seem to have a plan for any of those things. Does Gorton stick with Ryan Strome instead of going out and going to go get Vinny Trocheck? While Drury is going to be known for the trade that he didn't make, which was the Jake Gensel trade, which if he gets that, the Rangers probably win the Stanley Cup in 2024. They've been to 2 conference finals. David Quinn wasn't the best coaching decision either. The Rangers had a lot of issues in the Gorton era, but a lot of people, like Phil said, the revisionist history, we just want to go back and go, no, there's no problems. But yeah, there were definitely the issues that were there. And the question is, would they have been fixed under him and JD? Maybe, maybe not. However, those two have the last laugh right now as Drury's team is floundering and their teams are right now better. All right. Guys, we're gonna get right on and let's do some NHL Bar Talk. But first, a word from SeatGeek.
But ticket prices are all over the place. I used to waste hours comparing sites until I discovered SeatGeek. Here's the game changer. They actually rate every ticket so you can see which seats give you the best bang for your buck. I've used it for everything from Rangers games to concerts like Billy Joel and comedy shows like Nate Bargatze. The app shows you the view from your seat before you buy, which is honestly genius. No more guessing if you're stuck behind a pole. Whether it's sports, music, or comedy, SeatGeek covers thousands of events. Stop overpaying for mediocre seats. SeatGeek, let there be live.
Let's kick it into high pace. Grab your mates, it's time to unlock NHL Bar Talk.
Layup, get the damn hoop.
We go shot here.
The easiest I've ever to answer.
I'm actually going to go crazy. I'm going to buy everybody around.
We're all in this game, let the good times shake.
And welcome back, everybody, to Big Apple Hockey's Bar Talk. It's been 2 weeks since the last time we've done it, so it's great to be back and doing it. We're gauging our confidence on these NHL topics based on our choice to drink. So confident you're buying around, so have a beer. Or, oh, my God, I need a shot. Go ahead, play along down in the comments below. And as usual, Wing Wednesday is over at Boss Croakers, 40-cent wings, $2 tacos, $4 Miller Lights, and Yinglings. Come on down. And let's start with this one. Forever Blue Shirts Jim Cerny is saying that, or he's suggesting that the New York Rangers should target Mason McTavish, not Craig McTavish.
Oh, Anthony, come on, really?
Anthony, the struggles under Joel Quenneville. No, don't worry, this one's right. Mason McTavish is the best option for the New York Rangers to address the.
And you didn't even use the right McTavish for Craig, Anthony, so you fucked up.
He was trying to trick me, but I was right there.
No, that's mine that I put in there. He did that to me.
Yeah, but I'm the one that has to read it.
Yeah, that's true.
So Mason McTavish is the best option for the Rangers to address their center needs. Pilk.
This is a tough one because you look at the struggles with McTavish under Quenneville, and it does present an issue, especially at his current salary of $7 million. You like the upside, but do you really like a 9-point drop-off in one less game played after 2 seasons of 42 points in only 64 games and then 52 points in 76 games? So, I mean, and then his ice time in the playoffs got docked under Quenneville. I mean, he only averaged 12 minutes and 25 seconds per game in the playoffs. So, I like the player. I like the style of play. But this is really the question. What's the issue? What's going on there? Is it a clash with Quenneville? Is it a work ethic issue? Like, we really don't know what. And I'm not gonna use McDavid because I'm not totally sold that he's out of there. I think it's a possibility, but I'm not totally sold he's out of there. So let's not really focus too much on Connor, but McTavish, I'm gonna say beer, just because I do think that if the Rangers want to go and address their center issue, he fits the way that they want to play. He's big. He's powerful. He plays with an edge. He's got skill. He can score some goals. So I do think that he fits what they want. He fits the age timeline, the direction of the team. I wonder what it would cost to get him. Would it cost more to get him than it would Robert Thomas? I mean, I don't know, but I do think here it's heard it's only so hearsay, but Verbeek thinks he's slow. I mean, that's funny from Pat Verbeek, who was not a speed burner in his day. But yeah, I get Anaheim and San Jose, yada, 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 the connections there. But I do think this is a good option. I don't know if he's the best right now, but let's see what he costs. Let's see if it even goes anywhere. So I'll stick with Beer.
Anthony, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a Beer. The free agent class at center is hard. So, yeah, and I mean, if McTavish is actually available, then yeah, he'd probably be one of the better centers out there that the Rangers can get. But like I said, like Phil just said, we don't even know if that's actually can happen. Like if he's actually even on the market or will be available. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Beer here. Again, the free agent market's really weak, so he would be one of the better trade options, kind of by default, if he's actually out there.
I'm gonna go Shot because the Rangers shouldn't have problems at center. They shouldn't. If you look at this roster, the way it is right now, Mika Zibanejad has risen back to the number one center status, which, by the way, is bad news for JT Miller because wasn't he supposed to be the number one center? I'm going to be drenching this reply with a lot more sarcasm. You still got Vinny Trocheck, which you have to trade him away, so hopefully you get back a center on that one. Then you have Noah Laba, who's starting to come into his own. What is he going to be? And then there's a matter of what you're going to get out of the fourth line center position. I honestly, I like the player. I just don't know whether or not he fits. And also, are we remembering the player that he was at World Juniors or the player that he hasn't exactly exploded yet in the NHL? It's one thing we'll see about that. The problem is, as Anthony said, this free agent class and really the trade grouping is not very good. So JT Miller, you better get back to playing center for starters, and to justify. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to turn this into talking about JT Miller. Let's move on to a player that is turning heads and performing rather well, as we saw in the Open and we discussed yesterday. Matthew Schaefer unanimously won the Calder and is the Rookie of the Year. I'm still amazed. Nobody put their guy ahead of him. That's how good this kid was.
Yeah.
And the thing about him is you get a lot of these top defenseman lists that a lot of people are starting to kind of creep him in there. So, Anthony, Islanders' Matthew Schaefer will finish in the top 5 of Norris Trophy voting next season.
I feel like the only way to answer this is Beer, because I don't think you could say Shot, absolutely not, around, absolutely, for sure. I mean, listen, guys like Quinn Hughes, Makar, Werenski, they're always going to be there. I mean, they're some of the best defensemen in the league. Adam Fox, still really good. So there's a lot of defensemen out there. That said, last year, Celebrini had 63 points. And, if you would have said last year, Celebrini is going to be a vote, is going to be a finalist for the Hart Trophy, we would kind of say similar things. There's McDavid, there's McKinnon, there's all these guys. So, yes, it's absolutely possible that Schaefer could be top 5 Norris because he's that good, but I can't definitively tell you that it's going to happen for sure or not either way. So I'll say Beer.
Phil?
I just think it's very, very tough to say. that he's going to be a top 5 guy next year. And it's going to be tough to say anytime soon. So, like Anthony outlined, Makar, Hughes, and Werenski, you want to say those are the top 3 guys in the NHL right now. I no argument against that. Then after that, what do you say? Adam Fox. I think Adam Fox is still a top 5 guy. When I look at analytics and the eye test meeting up, Fox is one of a rare few players that the analytics and the eye test absolutely agree on 100%. Like he's an elite 2-way guy. I think if Adam Fox stays healthy, he's top 5 finishing in Norris voting, like for sure. That's just he would have done it this year. He might have even won it this year had he not been hurt. He was at a point per game basically. So you talk about a point per game defender that's elite at both ends of the ice. That's going to get you into the top 5. Then you have Rasmus Dahlin, who is making his way up. You have Lane Hudson, who is putting up tons of points. You're going to get points. Then he's got to take away votes from Evan Bouchard, who's going to be one of the points leaders, even though he really doesn't give you a whole lot defensively. He's always going to be a point leader as long as Mick Draisaitl is there in Edmonton. He's going to be a points leader because he runs that power play from the point. Slavin won't get enough votes because until there's a Rod Langway trophy, Jacob Slavin will never get the recognition he deserves. He won't. He won't. I hate to say it, but that's just the truth of it. The last guy we saw that was a defensive defenseman to win the Norris was Langway himself. And that was over 40 years ago. And he won it twice in a row. So, again, after Dahlin and Hudson, who do you think is going to get votes? Then you go down to Heiskanen. What if Roman Josi comes back to an 80 or 90 point season next year? It's going to be extremely tough for Matthew Schaefer because you got to remember, it's not just about your ability. These votes are all like these trophies. There's a lot of reputation voting that goes around, like Selke Trophy. It's a lot of reputation voting. People will they'll hear about somebody's reputation and they don't get to watch that player as much and they send out votes for that player. So I do think there's going to be some of that. I do believe that Matthew Schaefer can take another step forward in his development and force a lot of voters to vote for him with his play. I don't think you're going to see a sophomore slump. I think you're going to see a guy that's going to come back next season that's going to come back bigger, stronger, a little, maybe even a little faster, and who's gonna turn heads. And I'll be completely honest. Down the stretch, playing 26 minutes a game, he was exposed a bit. He was exposed a bit because he finally started to hit that rookie wall, and you started to see him make mistakes mentally that would come of a player that was fatigued. He was still adjusting to the rigors of the schedule. I do think he's a smart defenseman. I do think he still needs to make some adjustments in his own zone that he probably could have gotten away with at the junior level that he'll never get away with at the NHL level, but that's part of growing. So I'm going to say Beer just because I don't want to say Shot. I do actually want to see him take that next step in his development and prove me and everybody else wrong. But I think he's climbing a very steep hill here just because we might be in the second greatest generation of defensemen that we've seen. And the 80s into the 90s with Leach and Bork and McInnes and Blake and Coffey and all those guys, I still will always say Chelios, Suter, so on, was the greatest defenseman generation we've ever seen. I think this generation is second. And I think right now it's going to be until those guys that are ahead of him in age start to filter and wind down a little bit and get into the back nine of their careers before he starts taking over these votes. But like I said, I can see a world where he starts to force his hand and say, hey, you know what? I'm John Cena. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me.
Yeah, it's unlike John Cena. You can see him. So no, I'm actually going to go out on a limb, Anthony. I know you said he can't go beer. I'm going round. I think he's going to do it. The Islanders are going to be a lot better next year. They're going to have Pete DeBoer coaching them. He's already coached Burns. Let's see, Burns, Carlson, Heiskanen. I think he still had Campbell. He had a great year.
Worried about what he'll do to him. No,
but he's gonna. Their down is going to be much better in every aspect. And the last part of it is Schaefer himself. I think Schaefer's going to take the jump. Vilk.
I want to ask this to Anthony. What I don't know how realistic this absolutely is or not, but is there a chance that you can see the powers above just going to him being like, hey, don't do anything with this kid. Just let this kid grow. Don't try to change his play in any such sort of way.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think you saw what he did this year. I don't think they won't really want to mess with him too much. Obviously, DeBoer is going to give him, he's a really good coach. He's coaching really good defensemen. He's going to give tips and stuff. But I think just like Wah, I think they're going to let Schaefer go out and do his thing and be able to, pick his spots and just be himself and play his game. I don't think they're going to try to change anything really about him.
Oh, James just killed me with that one. All right.
Could bend.
It's the monorail song. Is there a chance the track could bend? Not any life by Hindu friend.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mark got it.
Yeah. It's only one of the greatest songs ever made. You know what? On top of that news that we just saw that Gabriel just commented in that the Buffalo Sabres have extended Lindy Ruff. Let's go right to them right now. The Buffalo Sabres were eliminated in overtime game 7. They didn't make the playoffs since 2011. And we were leaving them for dead. I know I was. They were not. I didn't think they were going to make any run like this. But Anthony, I'm going to start with you. Buffalo can replicate this year's success.
Yeah, I'm going to go round. I think there are cases, and you can point out a bunch of examples, but like teams will be good, and then the next year, for whatever reason, they struggle. Think about the Winnipeg Jets. They missed the playoffs this year. So sometimes teams just, I know we're going to get to the Flyers in a minute, and I have my opinion on what's going to happen there with them, but I don't think making the playoffs one year means that you're going to automatically be good again next year. You got to press the right buttons in the off season, and every team starts from scratch. There's no more momentum from last year, so a lot of things can happen. That said, yes, I do think they're going to be there again. They have a young, talented group. Dahlin, Power, Michael Samuelson's turned out to have been. We laughed at that extension when they signed him to it, but I think he had 13 goals this year, over 40 points. He was fantastic for him. Zach Benson starting to break out. Then of course you have Tage Thompson. You got good production from a veteran and Jason Zucker. Jack Quinn looks good. So I mean, yeah, do I have my concerns? Like, is Ryan McLeod going to replicate his season that he had offensively again? I mean, I don't know, but I still think there's enough there in Buffalo that they're going to be good. I mean, obviously, most people believe the Panthers are going to be back next year with Barkov back, and they're an organization that doesn't really accept losing. So who knows what they're going to do in the offseason. But I expect them to be better. The Lightning are going to be there. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the Leafs and Bruins. But I think the Sabres aren't going to go back to being a joke. I think they're going to be a competitive team.
All right. Phil, what do you think? Are the Sabres going to replicate this?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna buy around on it. If we're not talking same amount of points or higher, or just winning the division.
Oh, you could say winning the division or even over 100 points.
Yeah, I'll buy around on that. If the bar is a 100-point season, then yeah, I'll buy around on that. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think Alex Tuck is going to re-sign.
Me too.
I think they're going to try to make changes and add some players. I do think I wouldn't be shocked if they go and trade for Connor Hellebuck this offseason. And Jeff Marek on the sheet brought that up, the idea that they could go and trade for Connor Hellebuck. I wouldn't be shocked. I think Hellebuck wants out. I think he's tired of being seen as the scapegoat and the fall guy for Winnipeg's problems in the past. I think the anti-American climate right now for them winning the gold medal it's not been kind to Americans in Canadian markets. And maybe you see a mass exodus with him and Matthews out of there and Brady Tkachuk out of their respective cities and teams. But I do believe that Buffalo will look aggressively at the goaltending market this offseason. And whether it's Hellebuck, whether it's would Nashville deal UC Saros? I mean, Jordan Binnington in St. Louis could be an option. Philip Gustafson in Minnesota is probably, I would imagine he'll probably be either him or Jesper Wallstedt will be available, depending on what the market could dictate. Minnesota has a goaltending quandary that they have to solve. So I do think that there are going to be some guys available. Buffalo will upgrade there, and I think they'll add other pieces. So, yeah, I'm playing around on this.
I'm going to go beer, and part of it has to do with Lindy only had success really with 1 year with New Jersey. That was about it. That's the only thing that worries me. I do think Buffalo's roster is good enough. I think Yarmo is going to do a great job with them at GM. And I think that there's a different culture that's there now. It's just I worry about any regression, and especially in the goaltenders, as Phil, you were alluding to. Maybe they need to upgrade from UPL, but they did a fine job, him and Alex Lyon. It'll be interesting to see how they go forward with that. I want to be so confident I'd buy around, but I can't because this is a tall order to ask. It's for a 100-point season or winning the division. I mean, they could take a step back and still qualify for a round on this. But you still got a lot of tough teams in that division. I'm not worried about them falling behind Ottawa. I mean, and I'm not worried about Detroit at all. So, I guess maybe I'm trying to talk myself into a round. Moves. Sorry, what?
That could change if they make some moves.
I don't even know what moves they can make in Detroit anymore. It's so confusing. It's more confusing what's going on in Detroit than what's going on in Edmonton. All right. Let's move back to the Philadelphia Flyers. That they were swept by the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round. They beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they were the number 3 seed in the Metro. Phil, the Flyers will be a top 3 team in the Metro next season.
Oh, wow. The Rangers are a wild card. You don't know what's going to happen with them. I wouldn't say that they're going to be one of the top 3 teams. I wouldn't worry about them. The Islanders could pose a threat to that. Carolina's probably going to be at the top of the division again. Pittsburgh, Sidney Crosby is going to be a year older. What do they do? Does Anthony Mantha re-sign there? Do they lose some of their guys in their secondary scoring? The word on Malkin, by the way, James, is that Malkin, I think JP Barry is his agent, if I'm correct. Said that he wants to re-sign there, and they'll see what happens with that. So I mean, that's I guess positive spin on an issue that's kind of really not had a bunch of light shed on it. I'm only going to say beer here. I think it's possible. I still wonder about their center situation. I like the addition of Trevor Zegers, and Trevor Zegers played well for them. Can he take the next step and become more of a like something closer to a point per game guy? What happens with Matvei Michkov? Like, I want to know what happens with Matvei Michkov before I can really commit to giving you an answer on this. Because if Michkov's out, it depends on what they get in return. And, you know, do they make a hockey trade with Matvei Michkov? Do they send him somewhere for a guy that fits more what they're looking for? Do Tocchet and Michkov hammer out whatever's going on behind the scenes, and do they get on the same page? You know, this isn't the first time that Michkov has had issues with a coach. I mean, he's not exactly a two-way player. There are times where, you know, he looks super motivated and plays the way that you want him to play. And then there are times where he's just, it's kind of like Alexei Kovalov with the Rangers post 94, you know. But I can only go be here because I can't say it's impossible. They have some pieces. Porter Martone looks like he's the real friggin' deal. Like he looks like he could be an early Calder favorite next year. So the way he played down the stretch and in the playoffs, man, you gotta like what you see there. So Beer, I think the Metro is going to be a lot tougher next season. I just think there are too many teams that look like they could finish there to say that Philadelphia is around. So, Beer.
Anthony, you alluded to that you have a lot of thoughts. I cede the floor to you.
It's tough because, you know, coming out of the Olympic break, I think the Flyers were like 8 or 9 points behind the Islanders, and you know, really the whole year they were either like average to below average, and they got hot at the right time. They got hot at the right time, which coincided with the Islanders having their worst stretch of the season at the very end of the year. I mean, yes, Carolina is going to be at the top. I do think the Islanders will probably be there. This is where it gets hairy because, you know, you have the Penguins. I mean, they surprised people. I don't think any of us had them as a playoff team. They got the job done. You know, then you have Columbus, which always seems to be fighting for a playoff spot the last couple of years and all fall short. But, you know, they're a bubble team. Could they be better than Philly next year? Sure, I can absolutely see it. You know, then you have Washington. You know, they hung around there at the end. You know, they were fighting for they were close to Philly for third. So I don't know. I want to say shot, but then, like, you know, Phil kind of said before, he's like, I can't say for sure, and it had me second guess myself. Like, it's true. I don't know if I can guarantee that, but I just think there could be someone better than Philly out of Columbus, Washington, Pittsburgh. We didn't even mention New Jersey, you know. So, like, you know what? Yeah, I convinced myself back the other way. I'm gonna go shot. I think not aside from the Islanders. I think New Jersey could be better than them. I think Columbus could be better than them. Who knows? Maybe Pittsburgh, they pull another rabbit out of the hat. So yeah, I'll go shot.
You know something? You know, Anthony, I thought I was going to just stick with beer on this. I'm actually going to go shot as well. And here's the reason why. Let's start with the teams outside the control. The Islanders didn't make it. They got Pete DeBoer. He makes the playoffs every year. You have there's a thumbs up right there. Let's just keep those down. You have Rick Bowness, who did outstanding work in Winnipeg the last time he went on an end of the season rant. Let's see if he could get that same effect with the Columbus Blue Jackets. But guys, I got to throw this one out at you. Is Rick Tocchet a good coach? You look at his record. Every time he's made the playoffs, his teams did not respond the next year. Arizona, 74 points in 2020. They came back with a 54-point season in 56 games. Then you have Vancouver, 109-point season, Jack Adams Award. They came back with a 90-point season the next year and didn't make the playoffs, 5th place finish. So you got the Flyers that played well, but can Rick Tocchet string together 2 good seasons? He hasn't been able to do it as a coach. And I wouldn't mind seeing it because I think if you ask me, I think he's a good coach. I don't know. And that's the unfortunate part, because if that's the case, you still got New Jersey that's going to be knocking on the door, and Sonny Meadows going to make changes, as you alluded to. The Rangers are a wild card. I still think the Rangers are a last place team. And just like what's going to go on with Pittsburgh? What if Pittsburgh repeats what they're doing? I have trouble confidently saying they're a top 3 team. I do think the rebuild is over. It's time to start building there and getting them to be more of a contender. Speaking about which, when you make a trade for a big player and you're actually building a team and you make a big move like the Wild did, they went out and they got Quinn Hughes, and Quinn Hughes has said he's open to re-signing. Anthony, going right back to you. Quinn Hughes will re-sign with the Wild long-term this offseason.
You had to pick this offseason, didn't you? Because I was going to say rounds. I think he's going to stay in Minnesota, but this offseason, I don't know. But you know what? I was listening to it was like a random clip on X. I was watching a TSN Overdrive. I think it was Dreger, O'Neill, and 2 other guys, and they were talking about Quinn Hughes, and they were saying like
Hayes and probably McLennan.
Yeah, maybe. And they were just talking about how like Quinn first, Bill Guerin went out on a limb and traded for Hughes without any, word or thing that he would stay. Just kind of hope, which Hughes appreciated. They're a good team with good pieces, so they were basically saying like Hughes. He knows the Wild are going to be a competitive, good team. So it's not a matter of that. He said, like, if he decides, if he doesn't re-sign, it's simply a matter of because maybe he just didn't like the location. So that said, I think hockey-wise, I think everything's perfect for him. It's great organization, good pieces, good team. I think it's all there. It really just comes down to, does he not want to commit and live in Minnesota for the next 8 years? Or, how strong is that will to play with his brothers at some point? But I think for him, Guerin took a chance, traded for him. He went to a really, really good team. I think the Wild are going to be a really good team again for, the foreseeable future, especially if they upgrade it and get a good center. Forget about it. But I just think he has no reason to leave unless he truly, truly wants to play with his brothers. But I think he looked comfortable there in Minnesota. I think he fit. I think he recognizes that. So what the hell? I'll go out on a limb and say round. He stays in Minnesota.
Filk?
I don't know if trading for Vincent Trocheck would cement it. Could help their chances. Certainly. I just think that he will absolutely do his due diligence to test the market, because I think he's in for a hell of a payday. I really do think, especially with what Kaprizov got. Imagine what that's going to do for other defensemen. Because Quinn Hughes is arguably the best defenseman in the league right now. I do think that he owes it to himself to at least test it. At least. And that doesn't mean that he can't re-sign if he tests it. But, what is Minnesota going to be able to do with that team, after they re-sign it? Because that's really the question that I have. Because I look at their cap situation, and they, have they finally gotten away from the whole the buyouts with Parise and Suter? Yeah, they did. It's only $1.666 million after, until 28, 29. So they have 3 more seasons of that dead cap hit. And the 1.6 is like nothing right now with the cap going up the way that it is. It's such a small percentage of the cap. But, Philip Gustafson's extension kicks in next year. And then they have $9 million tied up in goaltending between the two of them next season, unless they move Gustafsson. And then you have to worry about after next year, not only Hughes coming off the books and then the extension that he's going to get, but Jared Spurgeon comes off the books. What are you going to do with him? I mean, they have some guys that they're going to need to replace. Free agents, Vladimir Tarasenko, Nick Foligno, Matt Zuccarello, all come off the books. Zuccarello has talked about wanting to play until he's 40. That was something that recently came up. And then Kaprizov's extension kicks in. You got to remember, Kaprizov is going from $9 million to $17 million. So how is that cap situation going to work? How are they filling out the rest of that roster? I mean, are they going to become Edmonton or Toronto with the big four, with a big five, whatever you wanted to call them? What is that situation going to be like? And I don't know if Minnesota can field a competitive team. That means you're going to have to keep guys like Yurov and make sure that they start producing for you on ELCs. And Charlie Stramel, and hope that he comes in and produces well on an ELC before you have to sign him to a deal and take advantage of his team-controlled years. You know, they don't have a great prospect pool anymore. There's no Marco Rossi. There's no Zeke Williams. Where are you getting all this young talent from? Especially if you're going to trade it for a guy like Trocheck to help you win in this window. So I don't know. I don't think this is as simple as some might think it is.
Yeah, I think he's going to make him sweat. I think it's gonna go into the season next year. So I'm gonna go shot. I know he's open. He's saying all the right things right now. Open is one thing. What exactly does open mean? Are you listening or are you just having conversations? In this particular case, I do think that he does like the situation there. I think he appreciates that Guerin signed him. Let's see what else happens right here. Because I personally, I don't know if I exactly like what's going on with the salary cap as Phil just laid out. But I think there's going to be a lot more thought that goes into it. I don't know if he's got that need to go play with his brothers in New Jersey, because sometimes when you're with your brothers, you kind of don't need it. And guys, we're just going to talk about this one real quick right here. The Vegas Golden Knights, they were penalized a second-round pick, and John Tortorella was fined $100,000 for the media availability last week. Anthony, do you think like the second-round pick was really necessary? And this decision was upheld by the NHL yesterday.
I mean, they're sending a strong message that it's not acceptable to do what they did. That's exactly what it is. And the fact that it was this harsh leads me to believe there have been conversations or stuff that maybe gone on behind the scenes that obviously, you know.
Oh, this was confirmed. I watched on Overdrive. Funny enough, I saw an Overdrive clip on this, and yeah, they have been warned before.
I think that's part of that reason of why it was so stiff. You know, the league wasn't playing around with it, and you know, I think they're just showing other teams, hey, you know, we have a procedure for, you know, media availability for teams and being professional and making your coach available and such. And, you know, Vegas was told already about stuff like this. And, you know, so it is what it is. So, I mean, honestly, I really don't have an opinion either way. I mean, I'm okay with it. So for me, it's kind of, you know, just do the right thing. That's
yeah. Phil, what do you think? I mean, was a second round pick a little bit excessive, or
they're sending a message? I mean, don't do it. Just don't do it. Is a second round pick a lot? Yeah, sure. It is a lot, but you know, when you're warned about this and you go and do it again, you know, you got to think of it this way. We're in hockey media, right? Would we want a team? Would we want to show up there for post game media availability and then the team just stiffs us and they jet, we'd be pissed, dude. We'd be absolutely pissed. I mean, if you have a plane to catch, then that has to be something that has to be hammered out with the NHL. And another thing they brought up on Overdrive was that they had so much time until this series began. That series ended on Wednesday of last week or whatever it was. And then they had until today or whatever to make sure they get the games. Okay, so let's just say they don't leave until Thursday afternoon or something like that. They have to stay the night in Utah or Vegas, wherever it is that they were at the time. And then they have to go out the next day or the day after that. They still have all this rest. I know that you want to get home, you want to get back to your practice rink, but you have all of this time to rest. It's not like you're running on a strict schedule where you have to be somewhere 2 days later and you need to get it. So there's no real excuse for this, and they were warned about it. So I'm fine with it. They are making the right call by making an example out of Vegas and saying, hey, you know what? If you're gonna stiff out on the media, then you are gonna get fined. And if they do it again, then it'll probably turn into a first round pick. And you do not want to lose a first round pick. That would be that is probably your way of getting canned as a coach and as an executive if you do that.
No, but then again, Vegas, do they really care about first round picks? Haven't they traded all of them except for one so far? You got to make sure that you got your guys available for the media. It's part of the job now. You're in the 24/7 news cycles, and you got an NHL network. You got to fill up with content. You need people talking to the media. You can't just spurn them. It's part of the job. Just get working with them. That's all you have to do. It's ridiculous that it took $100,000 and a second round pick. Guys, that's the end of Big Apple Hockey's Bar Talk. We gauge our confidence on these NHL topics based on our choice of drink. All right, so it's Anthony's favorite time of the week. We go to Puckdoku. We didn't do it yesterday, so let's go right now. And Anthony, let's start it up with you. You got the Colorado Avalanche, the New Jersey Devils, and the Montreal Canadiens on the x-axis. Your y-axis, the New York Islanders, a 90-plus save percentage season, and a player that played in the previous decade, 2010-11 to 2019-20. Anthony, go ahead. Where do you want to start?
Start with Islanders / Avalanche Nordiques.
Okay.
Give me Brent Severin.
That's a good one.
Okay.
0.5. Islanders Devils. Give me Mike Motto.
Mike Motto, 0.6.
Islanders Canadiens. Give me the Daily Didick for today's show.
Daily Didick. All right.
Do goalies maybe last. All right, so Canadiens 2010 to 2011. Give me Chris Campoli.
Former New York Islander right there.
Devils and 2010 to go the Avalanche one for 20. Give me Blake Como.
All right. Sensing a theme, Anthony.
Go to Avalanche and 90-plus save percentage in a season.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Tommy Salo.
Really? Tommy Salo, 0.8.
Devils. Give me the Islander team. I could go Terrari. I could go Schneider. I can go. You know what? Dunham. Give me Mike Dunham.
Fucking hate you.
Mike Dunham. Here we go.
Canadiens. You know what? I know he did it for the Islanders and the Devils, so this will be a guess, just hoping he did it for Montreal too. I don't know for sure, but Jan Donnie.
Jan Donnie did it. You're still at a 0, Anthony. What do you got for Devils in the last decade?
Devils in the last decade. Give me. Can't think of a Islander. Give me Reed Boucher.
Reed Boucher. He's got it. Anthony, you're at a 0. Hell of a job right there. Reed Boucher played for the Islanders?
No, I couldn't think of an Islander there, so I just thought of a random devil.
All right, Phil, do you want to go next? Do you want to see how badly I could screw this up?
I guess. Yeah, fuck it. I don't think I'm going to do very good with this one just because the goaltender ones are always tough. The 90 save percentage season for the Devils. Go try Van Beesbrook. It's probably going to be more than I'm probably going to lose it here, but
0.9.
Oh, okay. Islanders and Devils. Go with Tom Shorsky.
Okay, 0.8.
Islanders and Canadiens. Go with Tom Curvers.
Okay.
Ooh, I feel like Club of Point's going to be more than. Shit. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use that one. Colorado. 90%. Go with Jaguar.
That's the one I was going to use. John Sebastian Jaguar. There you go. 2%.
Yeah, I figured. I figured that's where I was going to lose it. This 90. This one's tough. I feel like Tebow is too obvious.
Sometimes it's good to just think of like a young guy that you know only played a handful of games and hope that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of right now. You use Jan Denis for Montreal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say. You know what? Go with Jeff Hackett for Montreal. It's probably gonna.
He probably definitely did it.
Jeff Hackett was 1.
All right. Montreal in the 2010s, basically, into 2020. Dale Weiss from Montreal.
Dale Weiss 2.
New Jersey. Go with Alexander Suglobov.
Which one is he?
Just do the last name, Mark. SUG.
There you go.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
All right. I don't even care.
I didn't even know who that was.
Yeah, no, nor did I.
He was a prospect for them. I'm guessing he didn't play at that level or with Jersey. Yeah, he was in the previous decade. That's why.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I thought I thought he played in the very early 2010s for them. I had the right guy with the right franchise, but I don't know.
All right, guys, I'm going to try to motor through this as fast as I can. For Montreal, I'm going to go Cristobal Huet, who I think that's going to be the wrong. Actually, no, let me wait on that just because I got to see whether I think he might be the wrong one to use right there because I think he's the previous decade. Let's go. We'll go over here. We'll go Rafael Diaz and 0.6 right there. Got to go Bo Bennett right here to go 0.2. Okay. Islanders, Avs. I know you said you didn't want to use Claude Lapointe. I will use Claude Lapointe. He was a neighbor of mine. And we got to go with a guest of ours, Jim Dowd, who would go right here. Islanders, Canadiens. I can't believe I'm blanking on an Islander and a Canadian right now. But it's going to drive me a little bit crazy. This guy, I'm going to go with Corey Schwab. All right, I'm at 1% on that. For the last decade, Batman. Don't say Jerome Iginla. Don't say Jerome Iginla. Okay, as with 90%, this is where I would go Jocelyn Thibault. And he's up. There we go. I'm a 2. All right. And now I could just I'm boned anyway. So Huey did make it. He was a 0.4. An Islander. All right. Islander and Canadian, Eric Fichaud. 0.7. And Batman. I don't know why I'm using that from like my thinking music. But
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a good one who's a former Ranger, funny enough.
Wojtek Volsky.
I'll be back at about 20.
Yeah,
all right.
I mean,
Wojtek Volsky was the year before, so I should have gone John Mitchell. John Mitchell could have gone with that one.
You could have went with John Mitchell. You could have went with Matt Hunwick.
Yeah, Matt Hunwick was another one. There were a bunch of guys, but once I was just trying to think of somebody quick, and I blanked. All right. Phil, going to the Puckdoku Pyramid. We have drafted in the second round or later, 500 games played. They were an Anaheim Mighty Duck, 200 career goals scored, a Stanley Cup winner, and eventually playing for the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is Chris Kunitz. We all saw that one coming. So name somebody drafted in the second round or later.
Second round or later.
How about this? I'll throw it out. Brian Elliott.
Sure, why not?
Who was almost Mr. Irrelevant in 2003.
And now they have to play 660 games?
500 games. Just 500 games.
I'm sorry. I can't really see that too well. I'm going to maximize this. 500 games drafted in second round or later.
Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah, you. I mean, that's too obvious. I would say.
Is it? I don't know. Sergei Nemchinov, but no, we'll keep him. Is he going to get to 200 goals scored?
I think he misses it. 152 actually for Nemchinov.
Okay, you actually know that. All right.
Yeah, no. I looked that up. I figured I knew he was short, but Darren Turcotte I don't think fits it either, just because he missed 200 goals, I believe. But go Darren Turcotte because I know he missed. He does the games.
Okay, so Darren Turcotte. Turcotte made it. All right, so now you got to have an Anaheim Duck. 500 career games.
Steve Ruchin get drafted or no? No, Steve Ruchin was undrafted, and I don't think he definitely didn't make the goals because I know he was a playmaker, and I think he had maybe like 120 goal season. So drafted second round or later, 500 games, and an Anaheim Duck.
I got one.
I think I have one. I think I have one. Dave Karpa.
Okay, I like Dave Karpa. I was going to suggest Bob Corkum. Both these guys, original Anaheim Ducks. Dave Karpa
Corkum definitely didn't hit the 200 goals. I can tell you that right now.
A what?
Corkum definitely didn't hit the 200 goals.
No, he did not. And I believe Terry Yake did not either. So going with original Ducks.
Actually, I figured out somebody else who actually fits all of this.
Ooh, okay.
Scott Young.
Scott Young, huh?
Scott Young.
All right. This. So that's how we could flip that around. Use Kunitz for the second one over Scott Young. So we have 200 goals and an Anaheim Duck, 500 games played. And
I just thought about it because Scott Young was a Cup winner in Pittsburgh. And in Colorado, and he played for the Ducks in '98. I know that because after he left Colorado, he went to Anaheim, and then he went to St. Louis. Yeah. Wait, Sean McEachran never played for Anaheim, right? Because he would fit this too if he did.
McEachran never played for Anaheim. No.
No, yeah, I was about to say I don't ever remember. I know he. Yeah. I know he was a Cup winner in Pittsburgh in '92, I believe.
Okay, so Anaheim. Ducks history. Let's see.
Anaheim 200 now 200 goals. We don't want to use Scott. Terry Yake never scored 200 goals.
No, right? He didn't make it. He's well short of it.
Mike Sillinger hit 200 goals and he played for the Ducks.
All right, let's go, Mike Sillinger.
I think that's going to be high though.
No, actually, I think it's going to be kind of low. Mike Sillinger did not. So he was drafted in the first round. That must be it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was first round draft pick of Detroit in 1991, I believe. Either 90 or 91. It was one of those 2 years. Who
do you have for this one? I forgot. Oh, Karpa.
Dallas Drake never played. I think Dallas Drake also might be a first round pick, if I remember correctly. But I don't think he ever played for Anaheim. No, he didn't. Dallas Drake was not a first round pick.
Never played for Anaheim. That is correct. Tony
Herkus never scored 200 career goals, right? No. He didn't.
Okay. Tony Herkus did not get there as well. There's a guy I'm missing. There's a guy I know I'm missing.
Andy McDonald would be too obvious. And actually, you know what? He might not even score 200 goals. No, he didn't.
There's a guy on the Ducks I know I'm missing, and it's really irritating me at the moment.
Did Jeff Friesen score 200 goals?
He might have.
Yes, Jeff Friesen did. I would go with Jeff Friesen.
Is he drafted in the first round?
Yeah, shit. That's right. He was a first-round pick. Yeah, I know that for sure now. No.
What about Peter Sikora?
Peter Sikora might be a fairly obvious one, though, because you've got to remember he was a playoff hero for Anaheim. But he was not Peter Sikora was not a first-round pick, I don't think.
Okay, no.
Oh, no, he was 95.
He was first-round pick. There's a guy that I'm missing. Who was their big scorer in 98? That's not Solani or
well, that's Ruchin, but Ruchin was like their number 3 guy, but he didn't have enough goals. He did not have enough goals.
Okay, I got somebody in the second round that fits all of it, and it's somebody we know.
Who?
Tomas Sandstrom.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
4-1. So then we could go Kunitz here.
Kunitz, yeah.
And Kunitz was a first-round draft pick?
No, maybe no way. Are you serious?
I guess that's the case. So Scott Young right there. And we'll see where the stats. Scott Young didn't fit either. So Sandstrom is the one that's actually the answer up top.
Kunitz is undrafted.
Okay.
And
Sandstrom won the cup. With
Scott Young must have been a first-round pick from Hartford.
Okay. Yeah, Matt Cullen and Tomas Sandstrom. You're all two right
Scott
here.
Young was a first-round draft pick, 11th overall in 86 by Hartford. Shit.
Yeah, so oops.
I thought so.
Everybody. That's just the best way to say that one. Just our bad and oops. And we're gonna have obscurities coming up in a minute. But first, let's take some of your questions, guys. Let's see what some of the comments that you have right there are. I know one of the questions was about Rob Thomas that I starred from earlier. By the way, guys, everybody watching, and Jordan Tutu could have gone Jordan Tutu. I thought Kunitz. I thought Kunitz was a late round pick. Where you get some of these where you just run into problems. All right, Nick, and this was one of your first questions. Would you prefer a trade with St. Louis to get Robert Thomas instead? I actually don't know which team he's referring to on that one.
He's talking about the Rangers, I guess. Robert Thomas would be a very nice piece. I just don't know if because he asked us around the time that the Mason McTavish Bar Talk thing came up.
Okay. My answer on a lot of it is just I want the Rangers to build, and I think they need to rebuild. And I don't think Robert Thomas would be the answer. It would cost them too many assets to go get him. And then you still are left with JT Miller and Mika Zibanejad. So one of them has to go to the wing. Then why are they there? That's the way I feel about it. They got Miller to be a center. And at the time, they're actually moving Zibanejad to the wing. I still have no idea what their plans are and whether or not it makes sense. Because Miller was a wing for a good portion of this season. So I don't know. I'm not big on that one. All right. DP is saying this is the New York Rangers, are in last place at the end of December. Shesterkin will demand a trade, and that'll be a good thing. Here's the problem with that. I don't think Shesterkin's demanding a trade no matter what. And secondly, show me the team in season that can afford $11.5 million.
Yeah, that's not an in-season trade just because the salary is so much. There would have to be a bad contract coming back. And, I mean, I don't necessarily agree that Shesterkin will demand a trade. I think he likes New York. I think Russians like being in New York because there is such a big Russian-centric area for that. I mean, you can go into Brighton Beach. That's a big area. Manhattan has a lot of Russians hanging around it. I mean, there are areas that you want to feel comfortable living in, and that's New York is just one of them for Russians. I mean, I'm not saying Russians can't, be elsewhere. Radulov enjoyed his time in Dallas and Nashville and everything like that. I mean, we've seen other Russians in other markets. Look at Florida. Florida's starting to become one. Bobrovsky, Kucherov. They tried to convince Panarin to go there. Panarin wanted to go to New York. LA. I mean, I just don't think Shesterkin demands a trade this soon. That thing scared the hell out of me for a second. That thing, I was like, "What the hell is that?"
I actually like using it, so that's why I'm gonna.
That thing scared the hell out of me for a second. I'm not.
You're right about that, Phil. And that's one thing where it's I don't think he's requested trade anyway, and it doesn't really matter because I said before he's got 2 no trade clauses. He's got his no move clause, and he's also got a no trade clause with an $11.5 million contract. You're not gonna get out. And why can't Miller play the 2C? He could. He could, but he didn't look right this year. And I'm sorry, the whole thing of he's a 100-point scorer. Good. He scored 52 this year. Goody.
I think he'll bounce back because I think he's going to be healthy, but he should have sat. You can clearly tell that something happened to him in training camp in the preseason, and he just was not the same player this year. He came back from an injury that he was already dealing with in training camp, and then he tried to play in the preseason, and he just did not look right. So I could see him bouncing back. But what is he? Is he a 70-plus point player? Is he a point per game or better? Or are we starting to see a player that might decline sooner than later?
The other thing is, I think the weight of the seas on him. Whether or not,
I do agree with that.
Whether or not people want to get on me or that or not, I don't think he was the right choice of captain. Prove me wrong. All right. David is saying he's been on this horse a lot. Thomas and Kyrou for the 5th overall pick. No. I'm not big on taking 2 guys off the same team anyway.
No.
That's basically like just hey, you're not inserting 1 player, then you have to insert 2. What happens if the pairing doesn't work together? It's just there's a lot of moving parts when there's more than 1 player. Target 1 player and go for him. And again, as far as the 5th overall pick goes, I'd rather try a guy with the 5th overall pick. But David, as you know, the Rangers and their track record on development, I don't like. But what are you going to do?
There's a lot of good players available that could be available. I mean, obviously Stenberg falling down to them at 5, that's almost a pipe dream. But it is technically possible. All it takes is one team to really kind of mess things up and say, "Hey,
I would take Stenberg or Malhotra right away," and then everybody's high on Bjork. But I'm sorry, Phil, I can't draft the 5'9" guy in the first 5.
I just don't know if, like I said, I don't know if he's Marco Rossi or if he's someone more talented than that. Because Marco Rossi had the same type of concerns. Like was Marco Rossi going to be a legitimate first-line center, or was he going to be a guy that looks more like a top 6 guy? Guy's probably more situated as a second-line center that could possibly be a power play fixture. I get what you're saying here. I don't think he's going to be buried. I don't. I think he could be a guy that could run a power play, Carson Karls, if this is who you're talking about. I think it's tough to have 2. We just don't see 2 defensemen on power plays anymore. And that's why
Right.
there's an abundance of shorthanded goals and, now as opposed to 20, 30 years ago, because teams were putting 2 defensemen at the point. I mean, that's not necessarily true. Like I said, you don't see it. But if Carl's forces their hand, let's just say they take Carl's and he forces their hand, or it's Chase Reed. Who knows? So,
Well, more accurately on this one, who's the last high Rangers draft pick to have a successful career? And yes, the jury's still out on Lafreniere. Obviously Chris Kreider, but it's taken a while.
Brian Leach then.
Yeah. I mean, and he was taken 7th overall.
I'm not worried about him not being on the top pairing at even strength right now. It's the power play that I would worry a little more about. And not only that, but they need a guy to come in. They need a guy to come in and balance out that top 4. They also need to not have Fox and Gavrikov playing 25 minutes per game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care what anyone thinks about, he's going to be on the second pairing. You need a good second pairing to win. You need depth on defense to win.
And you need a cheap, good second pairing. The one thing the Rangers have been able to do is develop defensemen over the last 30 years or whatever, their entire time. But yeah, and I agree with David because my skepticism on the Rangers and their development staff. But it's been part of their problem for a long time. They still won't address the development. You develop in the league. That's how you get guys. And I know what Josh is saying. Size doesn't matter as much. Caulfield, Stankoven, Marchessault,
Gaudreau.
Look, it does in some ways. Caulfield's only got four goals in the playoffs right now. He's not exactly lighting it up. And you
can't use the Islanders because the Islanders they didn't have anybody that could move the puck the way that Schaefer can.
Yeah.
They traded the guy away to get them the 2 other draft picks in that first round. He was the only guy that they had. So Schaefer came into the right situation. I get what your point is, that it might not be the right situation, but you don't want to force guys into first line minutes. Look at what happened to Schaefer after the Olympic break. They played him 26 minutes per game after the Olympic break, and he started making mental mistakes because of fatigue, because he didn't play a full junior schedule last year. He only played 17 games because he got hurt at the World Juniors.
Yeah, Patrick Waugh treated Matthew Schaefer like a rental car, and that's one thing all of us were a little bit nervous about going into the season. And that's where the hard part was.
If you have him, yeah, exactly. Schaefer is an anomaly, Tommy. He's an anomaly, and you don't bring a defenseman along like that and expect them to be Schaefer. If he becomes Schaefer in terms of like what Schaefer's responsibilities were in his first year, then you're like, wow, that's great. At 18 years old, defensemen don't do that. Like, who was the last 18-year-old defenseman to come up and perform like that?
Not many.
No one can answer that question
No.
because we haven't seen it probably since like Bobby Orr almost.
Yeah. Now, here's what Gabriel is saying. Go ahead. You could highlight that one. Prospects like Green Tree and Aspinall develop.
Yeah, a lot of size. But it's a balance. It's a balance. You have to have some bigger guys, but you also have to have some smaller guys. You have to have guys that you have to take chances on smaller guys that can play well. If Bjork is the guy that they feel that can come in and help balance out that top 6 and give them that extremely highly talented offensive producer, that facilitator, then you make that pick. I don't know if they will do it at the expense of a puck moving defenseman because they lack puck movers. They don't have a puck mover in their system right now. No, I'm not taking Bjork over Reed. I'm not definitely not for sure. I think Chase Reed's the best defenseman in this draft. And I think Chase Reed is going to be the best defenseman at the end of the day when everything is all said and done. He's going to be the best that'll come out of the draft.
Yeah,
I think Verhoff, if he works some kinks out, could give him some real competition for that. Carl,
not over Chase Reed, but would you take him over Verhoff?
The upside for Keaton Verhoff is tremendous. And I understand why anyone would take him. I think there's a lot of smoke screens going around. But yeah, you can talk about Lane Hudson, but again, he wasn't an 18-year-old player. Again, we're talking about 18-year-olds when I say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, that's how unique he is. Although James is asking right here about Drew Fortescue.
I think he'll be a serviceable NHL defenseman. I think at best, maybe he's a 4. Like, I like what I saw from him.
Some people have shocked us. Like, Neil Pionk was actually the best player in that trade for Jacob Trouba. So, and I'm including Jacob Trouba, of course. So now it's like, no,
Makar, I think might have been 20 when he made his debut. Because he was the 2017 draft, and it was at the end of the 2018-19 season where he came in the playoffs and made his debut. So
it's 18 that matters, Bald. That's what matters. So it's like whoever the Rangers are going to get, they're going to have to put him on ice for a little bit.
Yeah, he was 20 when he made his debut in the playoffs. He was 21 in his rookie year.
Yeah.
No, 18 is really that big of a deal because you're talking about a guy coming in and just absolutely being the guy right off the bat at 18 years old. There's physical development that's involved with it. No, I'm not saying Makar.
No. We're saying
right, now you're starting to put words in our mouths, and that's
no. We're saying at that age. We're definitely not saying Schaefer over Makar. That's ridiculous.
No, the reason why I'm sticking with 18 because in the Rangers situation, this is what has to be determined. Makar came in, okay, Schaefer was ahead of Makar developmentally at the same age. At 18. Okay. That doesn't mean that Schaefer will be as good as Makar. Tommy's just being a troll right now.
Yeah. That's what Tommy's doing right there.
See, you know what? I think I agree with this though. I think there might be a limited ceiling to Malhotra. I don't think he has the offensive skills or smarts that Bjork has. I think Malhotra will probably be the more well-rounded player, but I think he has a higher floor and a lower ceiling. Yeah, I saw that comment.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You make
Good
one
job.
slip up by making Yeah, no, we get what you're saying right there.
Again, I keep pointing to 18 because it's going to reflect the Rangers situation. Do they want to bring in? And I don't think Carson Karls or whoever it is has to be playing at 18 years old. But I mean, it's again, I don't know what they want to do. I don't know. I do know that they wanted to add a puck mover, and Drury and Sullivan both alluded to that in the exit interviews. So they talked about it. I just wonder. I mean, when do they expect this defender to make an impact? I mean, Carson Karls has already committed to North Dakota. And if Keaton Verhoff stays, EJ Emery stays, that's a stacked defense corps at the NCAA level. That might be the best. That might be the best defense corps in the NCAA.
By the way, guys, in case if you haven't done it, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and also hype us up because I've seen some new names in here, guys. It's great to see some new names.
Definitely, we're seeing new names.
We love to have conversations about this.
Yeah,
but and by the way, and because I also see Von Monty right here, I haven't seen him before.
Yeah, I have a lot of names I haven't seen in here today, which is good.
And we're 100% with you on this one.
Yeah, again, I don't know if you were in earlier in the stream, but I specifically said that I understand why people have zero faith in Chris Drury to turn this thing around. I have to remain optimistic. I have to. If I'm going to sit there and continue to do the whole talking points of fire Drury and why he needs to be gone, it's just going to get played out. I have to. I know.
Right. And we still need to analyze the moves that is being made, are being made on a daily basis. It's just, if you ask me my opinion, they should have fired Chris Drury. All right, you could argue last year. He doubled down on a hand that's Again, I see the justification for it. This whole thing that leaked into the media about what was going on, that should have never happened. A lot of this was Chris Drury doing. A lot of it was. Was he right to try to move on from that core that didn't get the job done and had their feelings hurt? Yes. Did he handle it the right way? No. Like, there is tons of blame to go around here. There are still players on this team that deserve the blame for what happened and their parts in that little barbecue, that friend's barbecue at Panarin's place. But yeah, I do agree with this comment, but they also, we're going back a long time here, but that was right when he was just hired. And he didn't want to give up on a bunch of prospects for a guy that he should have given him up for. The real thing about Drury and what will always be remembered is the trade that he should have gotten Jake Gensel. At the time, I was okay with it. Hindsight 2020. Yeah, that's where
Anthony's going to be back in a few minutes, so yeah.
All right, so we're going to be doing obscurities in a minute, guys. This is our game where we name obscure players, and you have to name all the teams they played on. Because once we do obscurities, I'm definitely signing off after that. It's
going back to that comment from this one here. He played the youth towards the end of the year. I mean, he gave Perreault free reign to go out there and just play hockey. He used Hemelash. I don't get the issue with Edstrom. Something's going on there, who I thought Edstrom was always a real good, reliable fourth line player that just went out there and played hard.
Health is my problem with him.
What?
Never healthy. He's never healthy.
Well, he was healthy and he was still not getting played.
But I mean, even
he could have
going
called
back,
up Trey Fix-Wolansky from Hartford.
Yeah,
he could have called up one of the other Hartford lifers and had him. So, so you're a Penguins fan? Okay. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, back then they didn't have a whole lot in the cupboard, and who was he going to play though in Pittsburgh that really would have. Unless I'm missing
a couple of years ago, no, but I mean, him playing Rust and Gensel, and that kind of led to those Penguins Stanley Cup runs years ago. So it's not completely that he wouldn't play the young guys, but just a masterful job back then. Who's the
their farm system for a while has been looked at as kind of barren though, and this is not just me. Like, you go read the rankings over the years from like The Athletic and Elite Prospects and stuff like that. And you'll see Pittsburgh for years by by their rankings that Pittsburgh has kind of lacked prospect depth. I see where they're coming from, where it's like, oh, we want to see the youth. But again, what youth did they have that really like? And again, I don't know their farm system, the ins and outs, the way that he might. But there were no blue chip prospects that were like really sticking out, that were kind of forcing their hand from what I can remember. I mean, yeah, you could talk about it that, they didn't have much else to play, but again, you could have called up Fix Wolanski. Look at Hartford's lineup. Let's go through their lineup. Because I mean, there were definitely guys veterans that they could have brought in. Anton Bleed,
which they did. They brought him in for the Winter Classic.
Yeah, I mean, Anton. You don't want to see Anton Bleed playing at the NHL level. Like, come on. I mean, Fix Wolanski. They let Brendan Brisson play. Justin Dowling was somebody who played a game for them, I believe, this year. I played 2 games. Sorry, 2 games. Casey Fitzgerald was someone that could have played games for them on defense. Derek Pouliot has played games at the NHL level. 226 games. That's a guy that could have came in and played some games for the Rangers. He was having a decent year in Hartford. Connor Mackey is somebody they've brought up over the last few years that even played a few games for them this year. Again, you could have brought those guys up, but they chose to play the younger guys.
I mean, he played Matthew Robertson a ton. So that was somebody he could have probably gone all the time back to Urho Vakanainen, but actually, and thanks again.
Yes, thank you.
We do talk to everybody, not just the New York teams. We send around the New York teams. We go to everybody else.
We try to do a lot of around the league coverage too. So
that's why we always have the NHL Bar Talk. We go around the league, and you might have seen our video a couple weeks ago on that the Penguins are going to break up the big 3, but it looks like Malkin might be keeping the band together. What other questions you guys got? Not much else going on. Where though it's gonna be, gonna be an interesting night. I can tell you that.
As we get closer to the draft, there's definitely going to be more comments or more content rather. I will, I'll be doing scouting reports.
And we'll probably have Steven and you guys will do that mock draft again.
Yeah, we'll do a mock draft.
And we're doing a draft show, yes.
Yeah, we're doing a draft show. So we'll do live streaming of the draft and stuff. But yes.
Which I think they're going to be remote again this year. And then next year they might go back and have a centralized
I don't like
again.
that centralized draft thing where it's like I just
the decentralized
where they have the teams not there. I mean, I get the NFL has the war rooms and everything like that, and they're trying to take a page from them. But I really liked the way that the NHL draft was set up for years beforehand.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was great the way they were doing it.
I mean, being able to attend one was awesome. Just awesome.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, I had the one that I was at the Sphere for a couple of years ago. Anthony was on the floor for that. So we're going to get Anthony back pretty much any minute, and we'll get to Obscurities.
No, you're not stupid at all for it. You're not stupid. And again, the reason why this is being speculated is because the guy that everybody thinks is the number 2 prospect is another forward.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then now we have Anthony back.
Anthony's
Honestly,
the only guy that can come on camera and immediately get off of it.
Yeah, that's whatever. But no, this is why these rumors are going around.
Yeah.
Because the guy that's number 2 ranked and has been number 2 ranked for the longest time is another forward. And San Jose, needs a defenseman. So no, you're not stupid for thinking it. It's going around for a reason. Do I think it's going to happen? That's to be determined. I mean,
well, that's the other thing. Do they feel confident in their prospect pool that you're going to move down away from the second round overall pick? Or are you going to say, screw it and take Chase Reed? That's where it's going to come down to. And I think that's why it could benefit them to move down.
Yes, I do agree with you. And they took Sam Dickinson. But here's the question you have to ask if you're San Jose. Is Chase Reed going to come up and be better than Sam Dickinson at the NHL level? And I think there is a chance that he will be.
And that's a
maybe
good question.
Not right away, but I think in due time. I don't know if you can pass Chase Reed up, especially if you. I think the discussion between Reed and Stenberg is very close. Or do they want Verhoff?
I saw Craig Button had it was posted on X. It was like NHL Watcher or one of them. But Craig Button had Verhoff at 9. Like I've seen so much wacky stuff with the draft. I honestly, I don't really know. I don't know who's going. I don't know who's going who. Who's going with who? I mean, Caleb Malholtra now they're saying could go 3 to the Canucks. Like I honestly, it's going to be very interesting to see how this draft shakes out.
You got to remember, Sam Dickinson's a left-handed shot. Like, I mean, right now he's the best young defenseman that they have, and I mean he looked the part this year. I mean, 14 points is not crazy good, but this was a guy that had unexpected numbers out of nowhere. Like his development spike from 23 to 24. I mean, he scored over 3 times the amount of points from one year to the next, going from 23 to 70 with London. And London's been a factory for players over the years. Like they are a legendary program in the CHL. Like, I mean, he went from, and then he went to 91 points in 55 games the next year. He scored 31 points in 17 games with London in the OHL playoffs. He led that team in scoring in both the regular season and the postseason.
What was Anthony got right here?
Particularly close either. Like Denver Barkey was their second leading scorer in the regular season and in the postseason. In the postseason, actually, no, he scored him at 9 points in the regular season. He outscored him by 11 points in the postseason. That's crazy. And that's on a team when Easton Cowan played only 46 games. Dickinson, without their best forward, had his best year. So that, I mean, that tells you something about Dickinson's offensive growth.
Anthony, what do you got here? Who are the Rangers taking at 5?
This was so Pronman and Wheeler teamed up.
Yeah, I saw this.
They did like a dueling. They each made a pick. So
Carson Carls with 5 for the Rangers.
Yeah, so Reed going 2. The Canucks taking Malholtra. Stenberg falling to 4, which seems like apparently that's their thing.
I can absolutely see Chicago taking him.
Yeah.
I could also see them taking Carls. You got to remember, they need defense. Like Chicago. They really do. And I know you don't draft for need, but do you really take another forward when you need defense badly?
That's why it's hard, because you take best player available, but also you got to address your needs sooner or later. So after all, the
Alex
New York
Lasser,
Rangers never addressed the
Wyatt
center position.
Kaiser, Matt Grzelcyk, Artem Levshunov, Sam Rinzel. Like, I mean, Levshunov is really kind of touted as like one of their building blocks on defense, but what do they? Where is the defenseman on that team that sticks out to you and says like, all right, this guy is a legitimate top pairing defenseman in the making? And I hate using plus minus, but Levshunov was a minus 41 last year. That's like not what.
He's on a really. I mean, Korchinski, Rinzel, Levshunov. Those are three young defensemen that could be the basic cornerstone of their group going forward. So I don't know if they're going to take it. If they would take a D over Stenberg.
Korchinski only played 13 games with them last year.
Yeah, I know. Since he's been picked, he hasn't solidified himself as a regular, but he's still only 21 years old. So
yeah, but there's a lot of talk that he could be out of Chicago. Like, if you would have told me like maybe a year or two ago that, I mean, and he played 53 games in Rockford last year and 56 the year before that, and he was kind of seen as a reach at that 7th overall pick in 2022. So I don't know, man.
Mark, are we going to do a draft preview, I'd imagine, at some point in June?
Yes, we're definitely going to be doing a draft preview and also a mock draft where it'll be Filk and Steven making their selections. Right. So, yeah, can't wait for that. That's going to be a good draft.
To be a stud. That kid is incredible. You want to talk about, like, one of the next, like, real, like, Norris threats? Like, a guy that might be one of the best of his generation. DuPont's the guy right now.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready for obscurities?
Yeah.
I had mine from yesterday, so I'm ready to go.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll give you mine first, Mark. Let you start off and get off to the right foot for once, right?
Oh, good. I need to know that I'm behind the 8 ball very quickly.
Uh-oh.
All right. Phil, you have a timer for me?
Give me a second.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
All right, Mark. Feel like I've gotten pretty easy on you today. I think these are guys you should do very well on, but we'll see. All right.
Okay.
Mark, your first player played 368 career games over 5 teams. His name is Jack Skilly.
Jack Skilly played for the Florida Panthers.
Yep.
The Tampa Bay Lightning.
No.
The Atlanta Thrashers.
No.
Calgary Flames.
No.
Now Chicago Blackhawks.
Yes.
Okay. The San Jose Sharks.
No.
The Detroit Red Wings.
No.
The Nashville Predators.
No.
The Vancouver Canucks.
Yes.
Okay. The Edmonton Oilers.
No.
Time.
You missed the Blue Jackets and the Avalanche.
All right. So I got 3.
I was waiting for you to say Chicago because I was like,
yeah,
that was the one.
Florida I knew right away. I remembered him from Florida. The hard part was the rest. And you know my theory, always try to go to divisional guys first because a lot of guys end up staying within division, but still. All right. So who's the next?
5 there. All right. Your next player, Mark, 216 career games played, over 6 teams. His name is Ty Conklin.
Ty Conklin played for the Detroit Red Wings, the St. Louis Blues, the Chicago Blackhawks.
No.
The Buffalo Sabres.
No.
It's the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Sorry. You're right. My bad. Yes, Sabres, yes.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yes.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Yes.
LA Kings.
No.
Time.
Yeah.
You missed the Blue Jackets.
Damn it.
Yeah, I was about to say when you said Buffalo, no, I was like, huh?
Yeah, because Ty Conklin was the outdoor guy for the first few Winter Classics. Because everybody thought about him because he played the Cold War at Michigan State. And that was against Ryan Miller, if I recall correctly.
Yes, it was.
All right. So 8 points so far. What else do we got?
Your last player played in 276 career games over 5 teams. His name is Brandon Peary.
Brandon Peary played for the Chicago Blackhawks, the Anaheim Ducks, the New York Rangers.
Yep.
The Florida Panthers.
Yep.
How many more?
1.
The Atlanta Thrashers.
No.
The Montreal Canadiens.
No.
No. Detroit Red Wings.
No.
Uh,
You missed the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights. I should have gotten them for the Golden Knights.
So you got 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 on that one. This is actually one of my more impressive showings, so
Yeah.
I will take it. Brendan Peary had a great shot.
Yes,
He had a great shot. Didn't play
Yeah, there was a
defense.
time where his shooting percentage was absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah. He won the cup with the Blackhawks in 2010, right?
No.
No? He was, all right.
No. Yeah, he didn't make his debut until later than that.
He played one game actually in 2010, 2011. That was his first year.
You know, I
And
knew
that
it
was
was
with the
later
Hawks?
than that, but yeah, I knew he wasn't on the 2010 team.
All right. I wasn't sure because there are guys on that team you're surprised whether or not they're there or not. Like looking back that Christopher Stieg was on that team.
Versteeg, I remember. Well, Versteeg was an earlier draft. That I knew. Like he made sense. Peary didn't play a lot of his games until like a couple of years later. So,
all right.
Versteeg was an 04 draft, by the way, dude.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, he was Boston.
He's one of those guys that like he seemed to be a good player, but never really found a home. Like they moved him around a lot.
He was very
All
useful
right.
though. Yeah,
He
good
was.
test score.
All right, who's going next?
Anthony, you want to take 3 from Nate?
Sure.
All right. Mark, you got the timer?
I got the timer ready now.
All right, Anthony. This player has played 702 games over 7 teams. Anthony, this is Steve Leach.
Flyers.
No.
Bruins.
Yes.
Rangers.
No.
Canadiens.
No.
Maple Leafs.
No.
Sabres.
No.
Whalers.
No.
Canucks.
No.
Jets.
No.
Damn. Coyotes.
Yes.
Time.
2.
Damn. So you got the Bruins and the Coyotes. You missed Washington, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Carolina, and Ottawa.
All right.
All right. All right. You ready, Mark?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Your next player has played 956 games over 5 teams. Anthony, this is Mario Marois.
The Nordiques.
Yes.
The Rangers.
Yes.
The Winnipeg Jets.
Yes.
New York Islanders.
No.
I'm talking Daniel Marois. The Boston Bruins.
No.
Canadiens.
No.
Whalers.
No.
Maple Leafs.
No.
Flames.
No.
Blues.
Yes.
Time.
We have 4.
You missed Vancouver.
So Anthony had 4 right there. What did Anthony get in the first round, Phil?
2.
2. So we're up to 6. Okay.
All right. Anthony, your final one has played 223 games over 6 teams. Anthony, this is Bill Ward.
Canucks.
No.
Bruins,
No. Oh, yes.
Sabres,
No.
Devils,
No.
Capitals,
No.
Rangers,
No.
the Jets,
No.
the Whalers,
No.
North Stars,
No.
Oilers,
Yes.
Time.
Kings.
He didn't get the Kings in time, but the Kings were one of them. He didn't get it in time, though.
All right, but you got 2 on there, Anthony. That brings you up to 8.
What was his name again?
Bill. The last name is Huard.
I don't.
So
I don't
you missed Dallas, Ottawa. You didn't get the Kings in time, and then Quebec and Boston.
I don't remember him at all. Damn.
Well, that's why it's called Obscurities. All right, Phil, here's 3 that I got for you.
Okay.
Oh, let me get my timer. Let me get my timer.
By the way, one of the ones I had on here, and I realized we already did them. We had Joe Ricci on, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think Joe Ricci might have been reused by one of us because Joe Ricci was definitely done, and then one of us reused it.
All right. All right.
Hold on.
Filk, my first player played 781 games for 5 teams. Sorry, 761 games for 5 teams. And his name is Michael Anderson. And that's spelled the Swedish way.
Okay, with 2 S's. Philadelphia.
That's 1.
Islanders.
2.
Tampa.
3.
Arizona or Coyotes, rather.
Nope.
Jets.
Nope.
Washington.
Nope.
Florida.
Nope.
Tampa. Oh, no, I said Tampa. San Jose.
Time.
No, it didn't matter if you got it in or not. Buffalo and Hartford were the 2 you were missing. Buffalo.
Oh, yes. I remember Hartford. Buffalo, I wouldn't have remembered.
All right. I'm hoping we didn't use him before, but this player played 718 games, and he played for 5 teams. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Phil. You had 3 on that one. I got to put that in. Otherwise, I'm going to forget what you had. So you had 3 on that. Okay. Back to this. 718 games. He played for 5 teams. His name is Jason Woolley.
Buffalo. Pittsburgh.
That's 1. 2.
Anaheim.
Nope.
Detroit.
That's 3.
Ottawa.
Nope.
St. Louis.
Nope.
Did I say Washington?
You did just now, and yes, that's 4.
Okay. Hartford.
Nope.
Florida.
Time.
That's 5. And he got it.
All right.
All right. So Phil with 5 right there ties up with Anthony. And here we go. And the last one. This one might be a little bit easier. So hopefully it's not too easy. This guy played 773 games. And he played for 4 teams. It's a 4-teamer, Phil.
Wait, it's 4
right?
teams?
I got a guy that played for 4 teams.
Okay.
All right. Well, he played for 4 teams, 773 games. And his name is John Clem.
Colorado, LA.
That's 2.
Flyers.
Nope.
Blackhawks.
3.
Boston.
Nope.
Toronto.
Nope.
Florida.
Nope.
Washington.
Nope.
Nashville.
Nope.
St. Louis.
Nope.
Buffalo.
Time. Time.
Who did I miss?
Dallas.
Oh, I do remember him in
Dallas.
Dallas, like early 2000s, I believe. Right?
Yes. Wales, Seaman Beaumont. Wales. All right. So at the end of round one, Phil's got 11. I got 12, and Anthony's got 8. Let's see what shakes loose on this one. It's Phil. You got to give me yours.
Sure. We'll do this.
All
right. Anthony, you got timer?
Yep.
All right. This player has played 619 games across 5 teams. I don't know if we've used this guy before or not. I think we have. But Mark, this is Cal Holz.
Calgary.
Okay.
Calgary, Tampa Bay.
No.
No. Florida.
No.
No. Nashville.
Yes.
Okay. St. Louis.
No.
LA.
No.
No. Edmonton.
No.
Vancouver.
No.
Winnipeg.
No.
Time.
Oh boy, Boston.
Time.
No, you missed Coyotes, Blue Jackets, and Devils.
Yikes. How many did I get on that? 2?
2.
2.
Ugh. Coyotes, I forgot him on the Devils. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one.
Give me a second. No, firing Gorton was not the worst mistake ever. This is another Canadian fan just coming in trying to troll. No, it wasn't. Gorton wasn't good as a GM here.
He really wasn't making the right decisions. There was a lot of bad decisions that were here.
And not only that, but his reluctance to fire Gordie Clark cost them in many, many drafts. So just be lucky you don't have Gordie Clark there, because Gordie Clark would have screwed you guys over big time. But anyway, so your next player, Mark, played 360 games over 6 teams. Anthony, you have the timer?
Yep, I got the timer.
Okay, Mark, this is Aaron Gavey.
Dallas?
Yes.
LA?
No.
Dallas, LA. Detroit?
No.
Okay. St. Louis?
No.
Vancouver?
No.
Calgary?
Yes.
Boston?
No.
Toronto?
Yes.
Ottawa?
No.
Devils?
No.
Time.
So you missed Minnesota, Anaheim, and Tampa.
In Tampa, that's where I should have
The
went.
Wild, by the way, not North Stars.
Right. So 3 of them right there?
Yeah, you got 3 out of 6.
Okay. And last but not
I'll
least.
answer this real quick. I don't think they want to move him right now. I don't personally buy into the whole end of season streak, the way that he played down the stretch. I do think that they want to give him a chance to marinate with Zibanejad and Perosa more, because that line played so well down the stretch.
Yeah.
I think they like what they have in that line, and I think they like what the 3 of them have together. So you're going to see that line together next year, I think.
Like, you saw a lot of more smiles out of Mika Zibanejad at the end of this season than you did last year.
Yeah, I think those 3 playing together were nice. I think Perot and Lafreniere had great chemistry with Zibanejad, and I think Zibanejad kind of relished the role of being a mentor to the 2 of those guys. I agree with Mark. I think Zibanejad went from Mr. Miserable to a much happier player, and I think Zibanejad, it brought out a lot of his leadership qualities. So, Anthony, you ready with a timer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. This player has played 571 games over 7 teams, Mark. This is Andrei Nazarov.
Senators. Tampa Bay.
No. Yes.
The Philadelphia Flyers.
No.
Okay, I got the wrong guy then. The Calgary Flames.
Yes.
Okay. The San Jose Sharks.
Yes.
The LA Kings.
No.
The Boston Bruins.
Yes.
Okay. And
Time.
So you missed Phoenix, Anaheim, and the Minnesota Wild.
I got 4, so that gets me at least to 21.
Yeah, this is a very strong showing for you, Mr. Williams. Very strong showing for you. It's going to be tough to beat you.
I had the defenseman that was Tampa Bay, Ottawa, and Philadelphia. That's Andre.
No, that's a forward, and that's Andre Waugh, I think you were thinking of.
No, but I'm thinking of another guy that was like that.
Andre Mazzaros.
Yeah. All right. Anthony, here we go. You ready for your 3?
Yep.
Filk and Anthony, I got a player that's in here that will give you a chance to take the lead.
Okay.
Almost on the player alone, if you could do that. But first, let's start with this one. 769 games, and this guy's name is David Shaw.
I use David Shaw.
You some gosh.
Okay, we're going to have to stop that.
All right. So to stop that one, I will have to get you another one.
We'll have to think of another player. Oh, jeez.
No problem. Anthony got 2 for you right now, though. All right.
Okay.
827 games for this player. He has played for 10 NHL teams. His name is Michel Petit.
Capitals?
No.
Flames?
Yes.
Bruins?
No.
Sabres?
No.
Coyotes?
Yes.
Lightning?
Yes.
Canucks?
Yes.
Rangers?
Yes.
Devils?
No.
Flyers?
Yes.
He got the
Flyers in. All right.
Anthony,
the ones you didn't get were Toronto, Quebec, LA.
That's a reused one too. I cringed when I heard it because I was like, all right, that's a reused one. I knew it was reused.
And just like that, Anthony's back in this with 14.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll get you one more in a minute, but let's go with this guy first. He played 659 games in the NHL. His name is Corey Cross.
Rangers?
That's 1.
Red Wings?
2.
Lightning?
3.
Oilers?
Yes, 4.
Yeah.
Coyotes?
No.
Maple Leafs?
I think
There's 5, and there's one more. Oh, sorry. There's still another one. There's still 2 more. We might need to add some time back on.
All right. I would say give him like 5 seconds.
Oh, so I said Oilers, Red Wings, Rangers.
No, I think. So the first one you said was Rangers for sure. I know.
Yeah.
That.
I know for sure. Rangers, Red Wings, Oilers, and Lightning. I said those 4 for sure. And then
because then the confusion came when you said Toronto.
I thought he had said Toronto already.
That's what we said. So we have 4 for you. Anthony will set the timer 5 more seconds.
He didn't play for Toronto then.
He did play for Toronto.
He did. He did. That's why I thought you said it already.
Yeah.
That's where the confusion came in.
Correct? 5 I have so far?
Yeah.
You have 4.
5. Yeah.
You had 5? Yeah, because you said
5.
Okay.
You right there, Mark?
You got you.
All right. Let me
actually, there was one more team he played for. It was actually 6.
Okay. So then I'm going to start it. 5 more seconds now.
Sharks?
Nope.
Coyotes?
No.
Kings?
No.
Fine.
Because the only one you didn't say was Pittsburgh, right?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, he never said Pittsburgh.
All right. And there was Pittsburgh because I heard you say Detroit too, right?
I said that yes.
No, he did say Detroit.
All right, good. Just want to make sure you had it right.
I thought he had said Toronto already. That's why I was like confused. but he
All
did.
right.
He said Tampa, so
This is a rare mess up for us guys on this. Usually we're hyper focused.
yeah.
So I got to get you one more guy as you can go. Phil, you could do Anthony's on the rest.
He already gave me.
I already
Oh,
gave
that's
Anthony.
right. Anthony, you got to give Phil, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You could do that then.
All right. Mark, you got what did that bring me up to now, by the way?
That brings you up to 19. And I have you right here.
All
right. So let's start with Filk.
All right, Filk. This is the replacement player that I had to get from.
Oh, jeez.
So this player played in 798 career games over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams.
Okay.
Actually, let me just make sure my daughter's tutor is not pulling up as I'm beginning to give you this, so we don't get that stuff here.
Yeah, man.
All right, we're good. I don't see it. All right, so we're ready. Mark, you have the timer?
Yeah, I got the timer.
His name is Danielle Winnick.
Toronto, Colorado,
Yes,
Washington.
Toronto. Yep.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Boston.
No.
Florida.
No.
San Jose.
Yes.
LA.
No.
Columbus.
No.
Montreal.
No.
Edmonton.
No.
Nashville.
No.
Time.
So you missed Minnesota and Phoenix.
Okay. Oh, I remember Phoenix. Shit. Minnesota I would have never gotten that. I do not.
Hey.
He must have been there for a short time in Minnesota.
It's okay. All right.
All right. Ready whenever you are, Anthony.
Yeah, it's fine. Yep.
Fine.
That's totally okay. Yep.
Oh, how many was that, by the way?
All right, I'll see you then. Bye.
I think. Just
So yeah, she's gonna be late. That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
How many was that?
So I said 8. So you missed 2. So 6 out of 8 then.
6 out of 8. Okay.
6 out of 8. Yikes. All right.
All right. You have mine yet, Mark? I wasn't sure.
I know. I still got to get you one more.
All right.
You have that last one for me, or
I have
Okay,
2. Yeah, I have
it's
2 left for you. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if Mark wanted to get that mine last in. All right.
I'm getting it. I'm getting to it.
All right, Phil. Your next player, he played in 180 games over 7 teams. His name is Brandon Davidson.
Toronto,
No.
Islanders,
Yes.
Chicago,
Yes.
Detroit,
No.
Washington,
No.
Nashville,
No.
Anaheim,
No.
San Jose,
Yes.
LA,
No.
Calgary,
Yes.
Vancouver,
No.
Boston,
No.
Ottawa,
No.
Florida.
No.
Time.
Time?
You missed Buffalo, Montreal, and Edmonton.
Fuck.
So
All
4
right.
out of 7, Mark.
All right. So that's 4 more for Filk right there.
Yep.
All right. So Filk is now tied with me at 21. At the very least, we have a runoff. All he has to do is get one.
All right.
Anthony, would you like that last player? I have him for you.
Well, at this point, I might as well just give Phil his last.
Let's
player.
go.
All right, Phil, your last player played in 717 career games over 5 teams. His name is Dean Kennedy.
Detroit,
No.
Dallas,
No.
Tampa,
No.
Atlanta,
No.
Chicago,
No.
San Jose,
No.
Anaheim,
No.
Nashville,
No.
Ottawa,
No.
Washington.
No.
Toronto.
No.
Time.
Wow, what the fuck?
L.A.
Goose egg?
L.A. Yeah, L.A., the Rangers, the Sabres, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, Anthony, you need 2 to tie us, 3 to win this.
Okay.
This player played 131 games in the NHL, and he played for 6 teams. His name is Taylor Fedun.
Edmonton Oilers.
That's one.
Phoenix Coyotes.
No.
Nashville Predators.
Nope.
The Avalanche.
Nope.
Sabres.
That's 2.
Bruins.
Nope.
Flames.
Nope.
Capitals.
Nope.
Panthers.
Nope.
Canadiens.
Nope.
Devils.
Time.
Oh, Anthony. Vancouver,
Dallas.
Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Dallas. So this is the first time we ever had this, boys. We got a 3-way tie for first place.
So
wait, what? There's a 3-way tie? Fuck. I thought I fell short of you guys. Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah.
So, typically in a tie, we just do one of it. So I guess we each pick a player and just do a round robin.
Oh, this is
I guess so. Yeah.
This is absurd.
All right.
Oh, holy fuck!
This is
How do I
awesome.
do this?
How about? Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. All right.
All right. I got a player.
Huh?
I got a player.
You gotta give me a minute. Because now I gotta.
Yeah, I gotta.
How about that one, guys? A 3-way tie for first place.
Same rules, right?
Yeah, same rules.
Same rules.
How do we determine who gets whose player?
I don't know. I
don't know, dude. That's a tough way. I mean, we could do name randomizer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I was really hoping to be signed off. Remember when I said short game today? Well, short show.
Short stream, you mean? Yeah.
Short stream, yeah. We're clocking it to hour number 3. All right, I got the randomizer ready.
Oh, I gotta get my player.
Yeah, I still got to get the player, dude. I'm sorry. This is tough. So you're asking a lot here.
I would love to get you guys involved in this, Dave, if there's a tie break. So maybe we can have that eventually. But this is our first ever 3-way tie.
That's really funny.
And if it helps, my guy played for 5 teams.
As long as it's 5, that's fine. I mean, we just have
5
to have
and
a
over
chance
100
to...
games. 5 and over 100 games.
All right, I got my.
I still need to get a.
You know what, Evan? Actually, the surprising thing is I didn't go on much of a rant about Gorton. Again, I still think he made mistakes, but I didn't think it was
Okay, I have a player.
his
All right, I got a
all-time
player.
tenure.
So, Mark,
All right, here we go.
Do a name randomizer so you figure out who gets whose player.
Okay, so I just got all 3 of us. Filk, do you want to? All right, so
I guess we'll spin in the first
that's
two.
what we'll do. We'll spin to see who's guessing, and then spin.
Okay. All right.
Okay. This is who's guessing.
This is who's guessing. Okay, it's me.
Okay.
Okay. And this is who's picking it. Of course, it's going to end up on me again.
Spin again.
All right. This is who's. All right. I'll put it back. And this is who's giving the answer. Oh, I am so boned.
Oh man, I have a good one too. All right.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Phil. Who do you got?
Okay, this player has played 110 games over 5 teams. Mark, this is Vladimir Wojtek.
The New York Rangers.
No.
The Boston Bruins.
No.
The Buffalo Sabres.
No.
The Montreal Canadiens.
Yes.
Okay. The Ottawa Senators.
No.
The Phoenix Coyotes.
No.
The Vancouver Canucks.
No.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Yes.
The Anaheim Ducks.
No.
The LA Kings.
Time.
No. You missed Tampa, Pittsburgh, and Atlanta.
You got 2.
I got 2. All right.
Every
And
time
now
you say phone, Evan's going to say pause because it's just, yeah.
All right. Here we go, Filk. Which one of us is going to give you their player? Well, it'd have to be Anthony anyway. Okay, Anthony.
I'm giving it to Phil.
You're giving it to Filk.
All right.
A lot of pause here.
All right, Mark, you got the timer?
I got the timer. You just got to beat a deuce.
All right, Phil. This player played in 268 career games over 5 teams. His name is Donald Dufresne.
Philadelphia?
No.
Montreal?
Yes.
Florida?
No.
Nashville?
No.
Toronto?
No.
Edmonton?
No. Yeah, sorry.
Detroit.
Yes, Edmonton. No, Detroit.
Calgary?
No.
Philadelphia? No, I said Philadelphia. Washington?
No.
Boston?
No.
St. Louis?
Yes.
Winnipeg?
No.
Hartford?
No.
Detroit?
No.
Time.
Miss LA and Tampa. So we got 3 out of the 5.
All right, so I'm eliminated now. And Anthony, here is your last one. He played 747 games in the NHL, and he played for 5 teams. His name, Travis Moen.
Ducks.
It's 1.
Canadiens.
2.
Oilers.
Nope.
Bruins.
Nope.
Sharks.
3.
Coyotes.
Nope.
Sabres.
No.
Flames.
No.
Kings.
No.
Oilers.
No.
Canucks.
No.
Rangers.
No.
Devils.
No. Dallas and Chicago.
Another tie? Just me and Phil.
Another tie. Okay.
Double.
All right.
Double
So
overtime.
now I get to give each one of you guys one.
Yeah, I was about to say Mark does it because we're both out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just doing random guys from.
I was honestly hoping you'd win today, Mark. I wanted to see you win.
I was right there. All right. Just doing random guys from the hockey reference, whatever they put on here. And
Okay, all right. Just make sure that they have the same amount of teams at least.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, I'm going to give you this guy first. There's a lot of teams. He played for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 NHL franchises. He played 1,260 games in the league. And his name is Radek Dvorak.
Blues.
It's 1.
Rangers.
2.
Oilers.
3.
Coyotes,
No.
Panthers,
Yes. 4.
Lightning,
Nope.
the Canucks,
Nope.
the Bruins,
Nope.
the Canadiens,
Nope.
Capitals,
Nope.
Sharks.
Fine.
No. 4 out of the 8 you were missing: Dallas, Carolina, Atlanta, and Anaheim. All right, Phil, we just got to make sure I got. So he's got 4. I got to find somebody that's got
participation trophy for Mark.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting trolled so bad in the chat.
Getting punked something bad.
All right, so it has to have 8. It has to have 8 teams then.
It's got to have 8 teams, but that's the hard part.
Yeah, that's why I was
You really should have just picked. You really should have just picked a player that had 5 teams.
I know, but I was
it
trying to go fast. Okay, 8 teams. I think I might have somebody in 1 second. Hold on. No, he's only got 3. 8 teams, huh?
Realistically, he only needs, because whether he gets 5 or 7 is irrelevant. He still wins. So the player really needs to have more than.
I mean,
4.
I had a guy that's got 5.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's harder to get that though. Like you have an easier. So you have an easier chance of getting 4 because you had 8 guys available to you.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Give me a second.
I mean,
in the meantime, take a question, guys.
Mark, I got an obscurities one for you, Mark.
Oh boy, go ahead.
This player has played in 2,653 career games for 3 teams. Mark, this is Ichiro Suzuki.
All right. Oh. I will never live that one down, huh?
No, Tommy Ossertano told me to do it. He was like, you have to do this for Mark. I was like, all right.
I got a guy for 6 teams. Phil, I actually think you might get at least 4.
Again, you're going to stack the deck against me here.
I'm not going to stack. All right, hold on. I got one more.
Gotta be 8. You can't. We made that a rule right away.
Okay. All right. Got to be 8. 6. Damn it, Radek Dvorak.
I don't want it more than 8. I want it 8 exactly.
Hold on.
Because then that gives me more of a chance than Anthony had. I just want the playing ground even. That's it.
Well, now I got a guy that's 10.
No, 10's too much.
10's too many.
I could say 5, and then that's
okay. Hold on. Sorry, this is riveting television at the moment. Damn.
Yeah, 1913 is going to be hard to find. Players didn't move around like that. Players really didn't even move around like that until like the 90s, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go back and you look at like the history of players and shit, like go back in like to the 80s guys. Like that's why it's tough because we're running out of guys because even in the 80s they didn't move around like that.
All right, I got a guy that's got 7 and I've used them before. So I don't know whether or not I gave Anthony.
Fine.
Okay. Filk, 873 games. And it's Peter Zezel.
Philadelphia, Dallas,
That's one.
Calgary, Toronto.
No Calgary. So you got 3.
Tampa.
No, not Tampa.
Detroit.
Nope.
Washington.
There's 4.
Florida.
No.
San Jose.
No.
LA.
No.
Vancouver.
That's 5. You also had St. Louis and New
I do remember
Jersey.
St. Louis.
How much time was left when you got that?
I don't know how much time was left. I thought you were doing it.
Well, yeah, we thought you were taking care of this one, man.
All right. Well,
it definitely was under 30 seconds. I can tell you that.
Okay, wait. His full name is Ichiro Suzuki. Okay. I know on the back of the jersey it said Ichiro, but just because I accidentally said Ichiro for Nick Suzuki, and he's one of my favorites.
Oh, Mark. Oh, Mark. Well, at least this was the first time that it went to a 3-way tie for overtime. That was interesting. Oh.
All right. All right. Well, guys, I got to cut it there for today.
Yeah.
We got a long day. Yep. John, hey, I got tabs in 6. So there you go. I've been saying
I'd
that.
say tabs in 7, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
But for everybody that's watching, watch the new show every single Wednesday. And we got a lot of hockey coverage we're going to be doing. And stay tuned when we do a Stanley Cup Finals preview coming in the next couple weeks. I think these are going to be 2 good series. I think strap on in. They're going to be I got Ichiro, and Ichiro played for 3 teams. He's also one of 2 players to have a triple as a 3010. And I know who the other person is. So, guys, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next week.
Gentlemen.